All right, welcome in. It is Friday. It is time for Total Bases. We're here for the next 50 minutes or so to deep dive the Friday MLB slate. Appreciate you guys joining us as always. I got my two co-hosts here, Bryan, Leonard, Tokyo, Brandon. Bryan, I'll come to you first. How was your Thursday night?
It was okay. I won my part of the parlay, but I didn't like anything strong enough to get out to clients, so they got a pass. And as I don't know if we mention it often, but when you buy handicappers plays and they give you a complete pass, that just extends your day an extra day. So anybody who did buy the packages, I'd rather you got an extra day's worth of service than me trying to force anything. And I said there's two games I liked, San Francisco in Texas, and San Francisco loses and Texas wins. So it was what you would expect on a card that you didn't like. But today's card is much better, and it's quite possible that I may have a 5 today. So, looking forward to today's card, and everything is on the evening part of the slate. So, lots of time to get you some winners on today's card.
TB, it's possible I have a 5%er as well, and I lost my earbud. So say hi to the people while I go find where this thing just rolled off to.
Okay. I thought you were looking for a squirrel or something. I went 1-1 yesterday. Had Phillies was an easy win, and I had the Yankees who were up 2-0, and then dropped the ball 4 times. Their defense is worse than the Bad News Bears. And as a pitcher, that has to be really frustrating because Schlittler wasn't that bad. He wasn't good. I mean, he wasn't elite, but he didn't deserve to give all those runs, and none of them were earned either. I looked at the box score. What did he have? 5 innings with 0 earned. Yeah. That's got to be really frustrating. Man, those guys cannot field. What a crap team. But they keep winning for some reason. Well, they didn't yesterday. Anyways, that was my frustration last night. The Phillies was an easy one. I guess. I mean, they fell behind. Christopher Sanchez did not look good at all. That was his worst start of the season by far. And the Phillies still managed to tatter that Washington bullpen in the late innings. So that's how my day went.
Yeah, no, listen, frustrating for me too. The last couple, I had I'm still going to have a good month of June regardless, but the last 2 days, I've lost 5 straight 1-run games. I cannot get on the right side of a 1-run game. I've blown multiple leads in the 9th inning. So it's frustrating, but it kind of comes with the territory. I still am going to win this month, even with the last, bad couple of days. So I'm not really worried about that. Speaking of squirrels, Tokyo, Brandon, I will be in Richmond tomorrow night to check out the flying squirrels. I already have, there's already a couple people from the chat coming to the game. I will be in Wilmington, Delaware tonight. So I'm going to go hit some games this weekend. If you are in any of those areas and you want to come out, hit me up on Twitter. I saw someone message it, like, I can't respond back to you in like a DM in the YouTube video chat. So if you want to get to me directly, you got to hit me up with a direct message on X. And if you want to come out to the game, we'll get you out to the game. Looking forward to meeting some people this weekend that watch the show. And I got to get out on the road. Hopefully that switches the luck up for me, because another one last night for me, I had the Tigers. I had Troy Melton took a perfect game in the 6th inning, and they managed to lose that game 2-1. My parlay leg did cash with the Red Sox. We keep going 2 out of 3, so we'll try to get that going today. Someone was like, get to the picks yesterday. It's like I'm going with a little bit more of an intro on the show. It allows the show to start to populate in your browsers and stuff, and so we get that out of the way, and then we jump in to the baseball for the next 45 minutes or so. Tokyo, Brandon, I'm going to come to you first. We're going to start out west here. Dodgers, Padres. Apple TV is where you'll find this one tonight, so get the Apple TV app ready. Roki Sasaki, Walker Buehler, what do you got here, Dodgers, Padres?
So we're not really a picks show. We're more like an information educational show because we have the smartest audience in WagerTalk among all the shows. And so we expect you guys to take this information, make your own picks. But we do sell picks to our paid clients, and all of us generally win quite a lot. and you can get 2 of the 3 of us for 3 days at a huge discount. It's called Double Play. Find that at WagerTalk.com. Let's go to the Phillies and Dodgers, man. These 2 teams do not like each other. And this is kind of a big brother, little brother thing, because I've heard some of the local San Diego radio shows, and they hate the Dodgers so much, but the Dodgers don't even know who the Padres are, basically. So it's kind of funny how that works. Roki Sasaki, Walker Buehler. I got Walker Buehler ranked a little higher than Sasaki, but I've never liked Walker Buehler. Even when he played for the Dodgers, I didn't like him for some reason. But looking at his numbers, his command and control is in very good shape. He's walking 28% of the batters that he's striking out, which is a really good number, anywhere between 30 and 40. But Sasaki's number is pretty good too. He's only 30. So, but I've got Sasaki ranked 18 on a curve of 30, which means he's in the bottom 1/3 of all pitchers. Both bullpens, pretty mediocre. Both lineups, neck and neck. I have 114 and 115. So looking at the numbers, 7.5 seems a little low to me. I would look to, these 2 lineups have some serious power hitting in them. Manny Machado, man, he's one of the best pure hitters in the game, and it just seems low to me. I know that the bullpens have been playing well for both of these teams, but it seems a little low. Maybe a team total over would be the way I'd go. Maybe I'd have to pick which team and do more of a deep dive. Sasaki is not a stable pitcher, though. He'll have a good game and then a bad game. I think he'll have a bad one today. That's just my impression.
Yeah, I gotta throw one thing in there. This is still a pick show. We still give out picks, plenty of picks on this show. It's just not a not just a rapid fire, just pick and not give any.
Sure.
You're right. The point of the show is to go deeper in these matchups. I think this is an intriguing matchup. Bryan, I've said this with a couple of different teams, the Yankees being one of them. The Dodgers certainly qualify. It's hard to find spots to play the Dodgers where you're not laying some sort of crazy number. We talked about it earlier in the week with the Yankees in their series with the Tigers. There was a couple opportunities where you could play the Yankees and you were actually getting a respectable number. You weren't giving anything up in the sort of the value department. I kind of feel like that's the case with the Dodgers here. It's rare. It may be with the Dodgers. It's even more or less likely to happen with this Dodgers team. I feel like maybe once a week, if that, you get a spot where it's you pull open your odds screen and you're like, wow, that's actually a very fair price that I can back the Dodgers at. That's kind of how I feel about the Dodgers here. Think that's the minus 135, minus 136, wherever it is right now, feels like a fair price to back the Dodgers to me.
I'm seeing the Dodgers anywhere from 137 to 148. I would say more of like a 140 with a total of 7.5. It's flat, so it's 110 each way. I've been making good money by betting on Walker Buehler. I noticed the change in his the way he's been this season. He's coming back from injury, and he's pitching very well. And as Brandon mentioned, the games mean a lot more in this series to the Dodgers, to the Padres than they do for the Dodgers. Sasaki had been on a pretty good run until his last outing, I believe. It was the one that he blew up. So there's still concerns about him in this Dodgers rotation. He's pitching much better than he did earlier. And Buehler's pitching much better also. So I see why it's 7.5. San Diego's more of a pitcher's ballpark anyway. But if I'm playing, why change up? Buehler's been cashing for me. The Padres are the game means more to them, and they're at home, and you're catching upwards of a 130 back. So yeah, it may not be quite enough to make my card. If it gets up to 135 at the peak, then I think I'll be on San Diego. I just think San Diego right now is playing very comparable to the Dodgers. And if you look at how teams do against over 500 competition, the Padres are 20 and 22. That's not bad against the best teams in baseball. So they get up to play teams like the Dodgers. And Buehler, I can't turn this down with Buehler if I get another 5 cents in this game.
Yeah, it's a notable point. You both make two very good points. One, Padres have started, the Dodgers did have a good series. The Dodgers swept the Twins. I don't know that they played great in the series. They did have one big win. It's not like they, played incredible baseball. They managed, I think they snuck out a couple of one run wins in that series. The Padres played pretty good against a pretty good Braves team. So I'll give them that. And then Tokyo Brandon makes a great point, like Manny Machado, some of these guys like really haven't hit all year. Started to turn the corner a little bit. Tatis had a couple huge hits against the Braves. This is something I commented on earlier in the week, where it's like a lot of these guys came into that Braves series with OPS of below 800, and these are like all-star caliber, notable type guys. I mean, these are guys that you would think in a good year are going to be over 900 OPS guys. Tatis, Machado, Jackson Merrill, Xander Bogaerts. I mean, these are, and I'll just read it off. Tatis, even after Wednesday's game, Tatis, 714 OPS. Manny Machado, 645 OPS. Bogaerts, 658. Merrill, 626. What happens if all of those guys get going at once, right? Like the Padres probably have some upside going forward. Yeah, I don't think I'll have anything in this series. It's an interesting handicap. I may have just talked myself into liking TVs over a little bit, because like if all these guys start to tick up at the same time, the Padres might actually score some runs.
Another thing about the Padres, let me just jump in real quick. They're 5 games over 500 without those guys performing like they can.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. That was the point I was trying to make, TB. I appreciate you sort of pointing that out. They've played as well as they have this year, and they have all-stars that are like far below what their ceiling. Not only what their ceiling, like what we know their ceiling to be. Like we've seen these guys do it year after year. So to think that they won't do it at some point very, very soon, I think you'd be naive to think that the Padres, like those 4 specifically, like at least 3 of them are probably going to break out for like a huge month. And it may be happening. You might want to try to be proactive on that, because 2 weeks of them all hitting, these prices on the Padres will be long gone.
Merrill's rookie season was incredible. He's really dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Brian, back to you. I think this is the other Apple TV national TV game tonight. Great rivalry. Yeah. Cubs, Brewers, Milwaukee tonight. And of course, the Miz on the mound. Cubs are hitting the ball, but this line suggests that the books don't think they're going to hit much of Mizorowski tonight. Brian, Leonard, I was surprised at how high this was, but should I be surprised at this point? I feel like the Miz is this big a favorite every time he steps on the mound.
Yeah, it's tough. I think I may have had something against him last time, and Miz did not pitch as well as he normally has. You got to go where the value is here. We're looking at current numbers. The Cubs with Rhea against Mizorowski. Mizorowski is about a 265 favorite right now with a total of 7. There is a 7.5 under 25s there if you're interested in that. But yeah, you're going to have to pay the price when you've got a guy who has done nothing wrong since he came into the league. He made the All-Star team last year, and a lot of people gave him some crap for only throwing like 3 or 4 games before that. And I might have been one of them. And he's done nothing to discourage any of his accomplishments. He's been terrific. And the problem is he's going against the Cubs team here, which to me, this is the 2 best teams in this division. Milwaukee gives you a little bit more chances to win because they'll run a little bit. The Cubs don't run a whole lot. But Mizorowski, you're going to have to pay it. And that's the problem you're going to run into. I think if we bet against Mizorowski the rest of the year, do I think you'll make money? I do. Guy's throwing 105 miles an hour. He's not getting hurt. Look at every other guy in Major League Baseball that throws 100 miles an hour. They're all been hurt. Cincinnati's about to get their best pitcher back, or one of their best pitchers. So, if you throw the ball that fast, you're going to get hurt. And I don't wish it on anybody, especially this young guy. It's fun to watch him pitch. But he's at the top of his game, and if you're buying stock right now, you really get value by betting on Mizorowski stock, and I just don't believe it. So I'm either on the Cubs or I'm on nothing in this game. When you take a look at the bullpen situations, let me look at the Cubs here. The Cubs bullpen, that's the problem, is the last 3 days, they've had to use a lot of different players in the bullpen. Yesterday, Webb had to go. He closed and got the win, and then Thornton got the save. And the best 3 guys in the bullpen right now have all pitched 2 days in a row. Matan's pitched 44 pitches in the last 3 days. Milner's pitched 3 days. Rollison 3 out of the 4. So you've got to get a really good effort out of Rhea in this game. And he's pitched very well. The last 14 days, he's number 27 in the pitcher ranking at Fangraphs. 178 on the season, though. So, if you're looking for a long shot today, instead of playing a bunch of parlays, maybe you play the Cubs here, and from a value standpoint, I think that's the way to go. Mizorowski, the number 1 pitcher in baseball the last 14 days, number 1 pitcher in baseball of the season. He's great. They had yesterday off, so the bullpen is in better shape because they had been used a lot in that last series, Monday and Tuesday. And Wednesday, they had to use them all. So that was a key day off there. So as the game goes longer, it gives Milwaukee the better chance of winning. So let me take a quick look at first half in this one. You're getting Mizorowski's a 280 to 325 favorite in the first half. You can get 235 back easily, 240s I'm seeing out there for the Cubs. So if I'm playing this one, I think the Cubs in the first 5 at that outrageous price is the way to go.
Yeah, we talked about Mizorowski in his last start on the show. I think I said that I looked at the Braves in that game, and the entire chat was against me. And I think I even made a comment to you, Bryan. As soon as I saw all of the comments that said the Braves had no chance, made me like the Braves that much more. Yeah. Kind of feel the same way about this game in terms of it's a very similar handicap to what that was. I would go the 1 + 1.5 option. You're getting the Cubs on the road, so you're getting the extra at bat and you're getting plus money on it, right? So, we also, TV, I'm going to come to you in a second, but I got to get there is one guy who cannot stand the fact that I will use plus 1.5 over money line. And I will say it again because listen, when you start, if you ever hear someone make a general statement about betting, that I can guarantee you it's incorrect. I can't, what I hate too, when people say we bet numbers, not teams. That's another thing that I absolutely can't stand. That is false. You literally, especially in baseball, you are literally betting on the team. If you're looking at pitchers and you look at you're betting the team, the matchup, the bullpen. So it's anything general annoys me. With the plus 1.5, it's the same way. Every single game has its own handicap. Every single line, it's all relative to the game. Sometimes there's spots to do it. Sometimes you don't want to do it. It is entirely relative to what the price is. You want to take the total into consideration. You want to take what teams are in the game. If you have a team that has a losing record and loses close games, the plus 1.5 becomes more valuable. In this case, the Cubs are not a losing team, but you're getting them on the road, and you're not having to, this is the thing that no one likes about it, you're not having to lay juice, okay? Because that's what everyone comes in and says, well, why would I want to turn plus money into having to lay $1.20 on the plus 1.5? Well, guess what? Here you don't have to. You're still catching plus money for the 1.5. You get them on the road. What does that mean? It means the Brewers now have to beat you in 8 at-bats, because the only way the Brewers bat in the 9th inning is if they're tied or trailing. Tokyo Brandon, I'll let you finish this one up. I think you would be okay having Cubs plus 1.5 in the 9th inning and letting the Brewers bat if you were tied or in the lead. So it would be the same handicap for me if Colin Rhea and the Cubs can hang around until Mizorowski's out and this is a 1-run game or better for them. You've made a good bet at that point, because that is the only reason the Brewers are this big a favorite in this game. So Cubs Brewers to you. Sorry, I had to go off there for a second.
So I made a video of all of my strikeout, outs, and walks projections. You can find that on my Twitter X, Tokyo_Brandon. Mizorowski, I'm projecting him 10 strikeouts today, and I'm projecting him at 20 outs recorded. He's given up 3 earned runs in 9 starts. He has shut out the Yankees. He's shut out the Cubs. He shut out the Phillies. He shut out the Astros. He shut out the Padres. I mean, you're right. His last start against Atlanta, he gave up 2. But if you take that game out, he's given up 1 earned run in 8 starts. I mean, on the other hand, the books, I've said this in previous shows, the books put way too much value on starting pitching. They say, Mizorowski, he's a legend. Make this minus 270. And it's the wrong price. It's the wrong price. Let's just say it. Are the Brewers going to win? We don't know. But we do know that the Cubs are probably not going to score more than 4 runs or 3 runs. And they're probably not going to score 2 on Mizorowski. We have to go on what's probably going to happen. So I would say an under in this game. I would love to take the Cubs first 5 inning team total under, but I just looked at it and it's 0.5. You never see that. The Cubs team total for the first 5 is 0.5. So will they score a run in the first 5 innings or not? You can't bet that. You can't bet that. Because one swing of the bat and you lose your bet. You can't do that. But it's highly likely that he's going to hold them to 1 or less earned runs in 6 innings. So maybe the Brewers' first 5 would be a way to go. I don't know. I don't know how to bet this one. So I won't. The price is just made to keep you away from this game.
Yeah, again, I think it's very similar to you just have to ask yourself, can the Cubs outlast? Can they hang? Can they match the Brewers while Mizorowski's in this game? Can we get Mizorowski out of this game where we're tied or in the lead to the Cubs?
Yeah.
Or even down 1. If you can get to the 6th inning, because again, go back to what Bryan's been saying. Guys throwing 105. I think he went 6 innings last time out, and they were a pretty good 6 innings in that Braves game. It's not like, what happens if he walks a couple guys? What happens if he gets into a little trouble in 1 inning?
Yeah.
Suddenly that 6 innings might be more like 5 innings. I don't know. Seems like an awful huge price to pay for Brewers in this spot. Go ahead, Bryan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna. By the way, you said, and we've talked enough about this. I just want to give a point. You said you hate it when people say we bet numbers and don't bet teams, and then you went ahead and showed all the reasons why you bet numbers.
Yeah, but to say you're not betting a team, especially in Major League Baseball, is crazy.
They're called teams. But...
Yeah, of course, you're betting teams. You're
literally betting on a pitcher. Like that changes the entire handicap. Like I get it a little bit more in the NFL, but
you're not betting a certain team unless. But you're not betting a certain team unless it's the right number.
It's the right number.
Got to be the right number, though. Yeah.
Okay. Now, since we're taking so long so far, I'm going to use this as my parlay. And I researched, basically, I just went to the Odds Logic site. A great line service, by the way. If you're not using it, it's fantastic. You can get the Chicago Cubs plus 1.5 in the first 5 innings of this game at minus 135. 140. That's crazy to go 5 innings and expect Milwaukee to win by 2 runs or more, and that's the only way you lose. Yeah, I'll take the Cubs in the first 5 innings plus the 1.5.
Jeez.
Plus minus 135. We'll go minus 140 on that. Yes, I love Mizorowski. Everybody loves Mizorowski, but from a team standpoint, Mizorowski or the Cubs and the Brewers are slightly better, a little bit better. They're not the best dominant team in baseball. So I can't pass that up for the first 5. So give me that.
Yeah, that'll be available at just about every legal shop as well. They every book offers if it's not listed as that, just go to the alt section, it'll be there. Yeah, that's absolutely a crazy price on that. So that's Cubs first 5 plus 1.5 minus 135 for Bryan in the parlay. Bryan, I'm coming back to you. I'll move it along. Appreciate the donation from Alex Rand. All the donations go to charities, so we very much appreciate that. He wants to talk A's Angels. He said this seems super interesting. Usually like A's on the road, but he's not so sure here. So how do you see this one? A's, Angels, they finally won a game in that Giant series. Now they hit the road. They stay on the road to take on the Angels. What do you see in this one?
We've got Gann against Urena. The A's are on the road. They're about a 125 favorite here. Total 8.5 to the over. I do see 1.9 under 120. I like Gann. I like Urena. Do I trust the A's to be a road favorite here? I don't know. Jacob Wilson got hurt again yesterday, so he probably won't be in the game. And I don't know if I trust the A's laying it on the road. Alvarado is pitched twice this week, and he got blown up both times. He's their current closer. The other guys in the bullpen, I don't trust any of them. So you've got one of the worst bullpens in baseball, and you've got, JT Gann looked really good his first few starts. He's been he's been taken over by Gage Jump. Gage Jump is the guy everybody wants right now, and he's deserved it. The fifth best pitcher in baseball the last 2 weeks. Perkins come out. Hats off to Perkins. Pitched a great game last time out, and it's a situation for me where the value here is on the Angels, and for a team, I like the A's. I like their future. The Angels, not so much, but we're betting on today's game, not the future. And we're looking at some of the Angels hitters. Schanuel, 15th in the last 7 days. Guzman, they brought up him. It's helped their offense. He's 48th. Donovan Walton, also a young guy they brought up, 71st. And O'Hoppy's starting to hit. And he gives them a little bit of power they don't really have in this lineup other than Adele and Neto. Neto had last game off. Haven't put him on the IL. I don't know if he's going to be playing in this game. And if he doesn't, that could be why this line is where it is, because he is such a key component of this team. But, Urena's 62nd the last 14 days, 50th on the season. You take a look at between he and Detmers, they've got a couple of starters that they can build on. Soriano's kind of slipped back into what he has been in the past, but yeah, the bullpen had yesterday off, and they needed that. So I kind of think there's a little bit of value here on the Angels. Don't know if I'll get there. You can get upwards of 115 back right now. If I catch a 120, maybe it makes my card. But I don't know if I trust the Athletics on the road here.
I think that's fair. Tokyo Brandon, A's, Angels. How are you seeing this one? Yeah,
get a double play, guys. 2 of us, 3 days, huge discount. Go to WagerTalk.com and grab that. I'm going to push back a little, Brian. I don't see why the home field means anything when the Angels have a losing record at home and the A's have a winning record on the road. So I don't see a home field advantage in my. Sorry, hang on. We're having an earthquake here in Japan. Oh, it's a pretty big one. Whoa.
Is that
you
serious?
Guys take over. Can you see this?
Yeah, that's great.
It's going to be in the news. This is a big one. Oh my goodness. Okay.
That is our first earthquake on Tobit. Did that just pass? Or are you good now? Is it?
No, it's still moving a little bit. These are long. Oh,
that's
my phone's
crazy.
going off. Anyways,
that is something we just do not get here in central New York. No earthquake.
No, it's still moving. Actually, I'm going to keep talking.
All right, yeah.
We'll see it live.
Well, no, if you have to go, we'll
it's okay.
We'll take over. That's one thing I am hand up, not well versed in earthquakes. We had one in central, upstate New York, 20 years ago, and my house shook for 1 second, and people were like, "Oh my God, you feel the earthquake?" And it was literally
this was
tiniest little tremor. That was crazy. I saw
it's still moving actually, my stuff, but nothing fell down, so that's a
you don't want to be killed by any of your Kiss memorabilia.
Yeah. Hey,
make sure the ass man sign is secure for sure.
Yeah. Ass man is secure. So anyways, sorry, I don't mean to totally go against you, Brian, but I just don't see the home field here. And actually, I'll go with you on this opinion, though. I have the Angels ranked higher than the A's in every category, which is so weird because they have a worse record than the A's. I got Arena ranked about 6 points higher than Ginn. I have the Angels bullpen ranked way higher than the A's, and I have their batting ranked 9, while I have the A's ranked 14. So it's Angels or nothing for me, and I think I might make this my parlay leg as well. Not the final answer, but anyways, what do you think about the Angels there? And Bryan, what do you think about the home advantage?
Yeah,
So
19 to 21 compared to the Angels on the road is 21 to 19. That's not a whole lot. Still a small sample size of 40 when you're playing 82 home games. But I will say, from expected win-loss, the A's are 36 and 45. The Angels are 38 and 44. So that would match up a little bit more with your records than what the actual results have been. The A's have been better in one-run games, obviously, than the Angels have. And that's usually what you see.
I just want to jump in on the total for a second. I can't pick a side in this game. I like both these pitchers, so you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Now, you're going to have to trust two bullpens that are suspect, but this Angels lineup is rough. I mean, they had Wade Meckler hitting third the other day. The more I've had a chance to think about it, the Orioles was the worst. That's so crazy. I can't believe you just had an earthquake on it. That is insane.
It's in Japanese. Sorry, but you can kind of read it. Earthquake warning.
Like, it's more, but like a
little late.
The fact that the Angels won that game against the Orioles on Wednesday is more ridiculous than the fact that we just had an earthquake on it. Like, that's more like almost more improbable. Like Pete Alonso just had to flip the ball to first base. The game is over. I guess what I'll go back to is the Angels. They're not going to win many games with that lineup. Now, Tokyo Brandon, where I'm not going to disagree with you, is here. Arena's really good. Like, he can come out and shove, and the Angels can be in position to win. So, but I like Ginn as well. My numbers here are 8.2. There are some juiced under 9s. I think if you get a fairly priced juiced under 9, that's a very good bet here. You're going to have to hold your breath a little bit in the later innings when some of these guys get involved. But you're getting Ginn, Arena, the key number of 9, even 8.5 at even money. I think is still a fine bet. Again, I'm closer to 8 here on the number, and I really like both of these starting pitchers. So it would be an under for me. TV, are you going to use this for the parlay? Are you going to use this one?
I think I will, but let me find the number and I'll get back at the end of the show.
Okay, yeah, we can circle back. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
The center of that earthquake was about 20 miles from my house, and it was a magnitude 4.5. So, anyways.
Yeah, Vegas earthquake. Rob lost his bet. He had under 1 earthquake during the show.
He lost his juice on that one, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You guys, when you live here,
Steve Fezzik with Purdue in college basketball.
Could you guys actually see stuff shaking?
We could see your.
Oh yeah, no, it was
back and forth.
Really?
It was shaking. I
mean, the floor was
pretty good.
When you live here, you get used to it. The little ones happen all the time, like daily, but that big one was pretty wild. Okay. Anyways, it's the third biggest one I've experienced.
Razor, I saw you with that Astros pick yesterday. That was one I actually saw. I was kind of surprised. So I followed. So I had the Tigers yesterday. We're going to go to this game because I saw a couple of people talking about maybe running it back with the Astros today. I had the Tigers. I got in at a reasonable number. I think I had minus 111 or minus 112. Got as high as minus 120. Very interesting betting in that game yesterday. Every time the Tigers took money and it pushed up into the 115, 120, it got hit pretty hard by respected money on the other side. And then it would creep back up and then it would get hit pretty hard again. This went on all the way up till game time. Got to be honest. Didn't love that for me being on the Tigers because it looked like there was, it was definitely sharp money that opposed it. As far as the game is concerned, though, again, I'll go back to the fact I think I got Troy Melton right. He picked a perfect game going to the 6th inning. Amai ended up being great. That is the notes for the Astros in that game. Amai was unhittable, fantastic start, and they were able to survive with the lesser bullpen. Now we come to today. I don't love the fact that the Tigers really didn't hit at all. Even once Amai was out, they finally got a little rally going in the 9th inning. But Bryan, Leonard, Spencer Arrighetti's a guy that I said a couple weeks ago, there's going to be a time where he finally gets hit. Like some of the underlying stuff suggests it's coming for him, but can you trust this Tigers offense is the question. So very tricky handicap, Astros, Tigers. How do you see this one?
Yeah, we're looking at Arrighetti against Montero. Montero's about a 115 favorite, total of 9 to the under. Houston's bullpen, they didn't have to use the key guys yesterday, so that definitely helped as they had been used a lot. But the Houston bullpen's actually pitching very well right now. Everybody seems to have their set positions, and they know what time they're going to be getting ready, and that's key when you're looking at these bullpens. Getting back a closer and having him pitch like he has really helped this Houston team. Arrighetti's a guy we've been looking to fade, and to be honest with you, I think we're starting to get it. He didn't pitch nearly as well last time out. Montero's a guy who has been a 4A pitcher, whatever, for Detroit. He, for his career, he's going up and down, and it's frustrating as hell for him. But on the season, he's ranked 78th overall, 106th in the last 14 days. He's pitched better than I thought he has. I thought he would. I have no problem with that. In fact, right now, the entire pitching staff for Detroit is pitching well. In fact, Tarek Skubal has been a little bit of a disappointment, but hey, coming back that early from surgery, you didn't expect him to dominate. But from a bullpen standpoint, the Tigers are in really good shape. Jensen pitched for the first time yesterday in like 6 days. Will Vest has had the last 3 days off. Nobody else has really been overblown here. So both bullpens are in really good shape here. And I kind of, Detroit, getting a 9 in Detroit, you don't see that very often. As much as I want to fade Arrighetti a little bit here, if I'm going to play it, I'm playing the under. I think both these pitchers have outperformed their levels on the season, but neither one's gotten really blown up. So with the bullpens the way they are, I don't trust the offenses. You mentioned Detroit's hitting. Houston's got the top of the order. You got to worry about, obviously, Alvarez, the best hitter in baseball this year, if you take a look at runs created. So, yeah, I like the pitching a lot more than the hitting here, and we're getting a 9 in Detroit, and that being an odd number means you got to score 10 to beat them. If the game is 4-4, somebody scores a run, you don't lose. So that's why the odd numbers mean more than the even numbers in Major League Baseball. So, yeah,
good man.
I like the under here.
TB, how are you seeing this one? Tigers, Astros.
Yeah, I kind of like the Tigers here. I've been bad mouthing them for a while, but I like Montero better than Arrighetti, even though Arrighetti's 7-3. He not looking good lately. And man, that Tigers bullpen is playing really well right now. Bryan noted in his breakdown that Houston's is a little taxed right now. I think that's where the big advantage in this game is Detroit's bullpen is much, much better form. And I think Detroit will probably pull it out. I probably won't make it a client play because Montero doesn't have very good numbers against these Astros, but I still think he's a better pitcher than Arrighetti, and I really like Detroit's bullpen, how they're playing right now. That's how I would go if I were to play it.
TB, I very much agree. The bullpen sort of edge probably isn't as pronounced as it was yesterday because, Hader will be in at the end of the game here for the Astros if it comes to that. But you're right. The bullpen collectively is definitely still pretty taxed. They've played every game this week for them has essentially been a one-run game, close game. So the culmination of the week at this point, yeah, like they've had if you can go back to pretty much to Monday, every single game, they've had big time leverage bullpen situations. And last night, even though Hader didn't come in at the end of the game, they still needed big time leverage arms to close out a 2-1 win. So I'm with you there. I think the Tigers have a bullpen edge. This is when AJ Hinch has this Tigers team right. He's as good as it gets in terms of like knowing how to push the buttons with the bullpen, pull the right strings with sort of managing his relievers. I know this Tigers team isn't at least to this point, is not as good as the last couple of years, but I still think they have I still think their ceiling is to be like close to what they were last year at some point. It could get to that. They just haven't played like that to this point. Got to start to hit at some point. I mean, listen, Amai yesterday was really good. Like I said, I'll tip the cap there. He was great. He had great stuff. I think he had 10 strikeouts in the game. Stuff looked unhittable. Arrigetti's not. I don't think, even if he pitches well, I don't think his stuff is going to look like Amai's did yesterday. And even he's a guy that I like him generally like him, have liked him throughout his career, but I do see the potential regression. You know, there's some blue on the Savant page. He doesn't get hit hard, but like, then again, it's the Tigers. I more or less kind of expect them to like, I feel like they're going to need some luck. Like they're going to need some of these hits to like find green grass. That's another problem with them. They just haven't. They've been a little unlucky. I even refer to the end of the game yesterday, where it's like they get the home run from Dingler, then they finally get a guy on hard hit ball down the line, turns into a double play. If it's a foot to the other side, if it sweeps down the line, it's a double. The game is tied, and the Tigers have the winning run in scoring position. So I like him against right-handed pitching. So I'll do this. I'm going to make the Tigers my parlay leg. That's going to be Tigers money line. It's going to be my leg of the parlay. Brian, what am I looking at for Tigers money line?
Detroit's anywhere from 111 to 120, but I'm seeing 115, 114.
We'll call it 115. Lucas, here's the deal. I agree with you. The Gleyber injury is tough for them. I really felt like they were starting to turn a corner when he came back, but where that's offset a little bit is the fact that they're up against a right-handed pitcher, because this lineup sets up much better against a righty, where I don't like that. Where they really miss Gleyber right now is the way that this lineup would look with him versus without him against the lefty. So I'm willing to roll the dice here. Tigers minus 115. Haven't put it out for clients yet, but the stubborn Trig really would love to go back to the well with them after losing with them yesterday.
I'm going to take the Angels plus 1.5. I just checked the number. It's like minus 155 or something. So for a parlay leg, I think that's within the realm of acceptability. And I just had a big earthquake, so deal with it.
Yeah, give it a break.
Mention the earthquake in the comments, guys. Let's go viral.
Oh, people are absolutely mentioning the earthquake in the comments for sure. I think that is the main.
Anymore.
I'm sifting through earthquake comments to find games that people want to talk about.
Well, do it in the replay too. I don't look at live comments anymore. I get in trouble. So I'm not doing that anymore.
No, that's all right. I'll take over the comments. Like I said, I'm sifting through earthquake comments to find another game to talk about. Here's one. David, let's go to David. He says the Pirates tonight must be a lock. Skeens and some hot fire bets. We don't love the term lock, but the Pirates, again, I'll go to Bryan on this. Of course, Bryan, the Pirates are at home here. Paul Skeens on the mound against the Reds. The Pirates won me over a little bit more this week with how they've played. Like the last week and a half or so, I thought this team was going to fall off a cliff. As soon as Griffin and O'Neal Cruz went on the IL, I was like, oh, that's it. And again, I'm a guy that has some Pirates futures from the beginning of the season, and I was like ready to rip them up. And the Pirates, to their credit, have weathered the storm so far, and now they have a home game with Paul Skeens on the mound. So kind of think they win again here, but is this the same idea as Mizorowski, where you're being asked to pay too much?
You are being asked to pay too much. The Pirates are facing a lefty. The Pirates WRC plus on the season against lefties is 87 compared to 114. We've already talked about the two key players being out for the Pirates. Cincinnati got Ellie De La Cruz back, and he came back on Tuesday, and that is a huge advantage to this team. You now just take a quick look at the everyday lineup for the Reds, and I know that the Reds have not hit this year. We've been going against them a lot, but take a look at these numbers and what these guys have done. Blake Dunn has been brought up. I like this kid. He's not going to give you a lot of power, but he does have ability to get on base. De La Cruz. JJ Bleday having a breakout season. Sal Stewart has been great. Nathaniel Lowe, Spencer Steer, Eugenio Suarez batting seventh, guy who hits 40, 50 home runs in some seasons. Tyler Stevenson, one of the most consistent catchers in baseball. And Matt McClain, a guy just last year. Everybody was going crazy for this guy. That's your 1-9 batting compared to some of these other teams that we've spoken about that just don't have anybody at all in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. So there's not an easy out in the Cincinnati roster, which means that Skeens is going to have to pitch a little bit. Obviously, Cincinnati did not play yesterday, so the bullpen's in good shape. I'm not a fan of the Cincinnati bullpen, but Santillan has pitched a little bit better as of late. They've got some guys in there that I like, but I'm not a big fan of the bullpen there. I think Pittsburgh's bullpen is slightly better. I'm not a big fan of their bullpen either, but if you take a look at yesterday, they had 68 pitches coming out of the bullpen yesterday. Soto, the closer, 17. So they've had to use their guys yesterday. Mason Montgomery really starting to find his place. I like this kid. The walks have been his problem, but he's been very good this year, ranking number 100 in relief pitching. So he's done very well. But they had to send Spencer Horowitz to the injured list. He was a guy that was playing very well. So they got 3 guys right now, and Horowitz and Griffin and Cruz, that are out of the lineup. And I don't know if I trust this Pittsburgh offense. I think there's value on the dog here. If I'm playing, I'm finding a way to play Cincinnati, and they've got Abbott on the mound, who is a guy who's flummoxed the advanced stats guys for years. So yeah, to get Cincinnati here in the 175 to 180 range, that's not bad. I lean with Cincinnati here.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. And the Pirates have even taken is not a word. The Pirates have taken a little money since this morning. You can get if you like that +1.5 run line, especially with your road teams, you can get the Reds +1.5 at like -125 right now as well. That's got some appeal to it. To me, Tokyo Brandon, how are you seeing Reds Pirates?
Yeah, as Judge Judy said, that's not a word. but I haven't heard the word flummoxed in a while. I like to use interesting vocabulary like flaccid, but I haven't heard flummoxed for a while. I kind of like it. Couldn't spell it if I was paid to do it, but I like that word. I'm not the brightest bulb in the box, but yeah. Look, Skeens is a generational talent. We all know that. I know people in the chat sometimes say he's overrated, blah, blah, blah. He's not overrated, okay? But Skeens is living proof of why professional handicappers like us always tell you that a pitcher's record doesn't mean anything. Skeens is 6-7. If he's so good, why can't he win games? This is what baseball is, okay? Sometimes the hitters hit for you and sometimes they don't. Ashcraft gets huge run support and Skeens gets none. But Skeens, I don't think anyone will say Ashcraft's a better pitcher than Skeens, although he's pitching really well this season. But anyway, I digress. Skeens, just because Skeens is a great pitcher doesn't mean the Pirates are going to win the game. I don't think this -200 is justified because I do have the Pirates hitting better and I have the Pirates bullpen better than the Reds. Reds a week ago were probably the worst team in MLB, but like Bryan said, they've got some pieces back. Bullpen is in good shape. This would be just pure value, but the Reds would be the value bet here because there's no value betting the Pirates -210 or whatever it is right now. You might win today, but if you bet this game 1,000 times, you're going to lose your money. That's basically what professional handicappers are thinking.
Yeah, I said earlier this week, Bryan reminded me that Ellie is back. I mentioned that earlier this week that I would probably look for a spot to play the Reds in the near future. This might be it. Haven't done it yet. Haven't put anything out yet. But this might be it. Let's just put it that. I got to think about that for a little longer. Colin, we're not avoiding talking about the Marlins game. I told you, I'm sifting through the earthquake rubble here in the chat. It's all earthquake comments.
Earthquake.
It's all
Really?
It's all earthquake comments. I do see that you guys want. Yeah, I do see that you guys want Marlins Cardinals. So that is what we will end the show with. We've already locked the parlay in. I will recap it at the end of the show. But the people want Marlins Cardinals. Tokyo Brandon, I'll go back to you. This is our guy, Max Meyer, on the mound. He hasn't lost a decision yet this year. He is on the road against Mike McGreevy and the Cardinals. Marlins Cardinals to you. How do you see this one?
Yeah, Max Meyer is one of those guys. I say cover the logo sometimes. in this case, cover the name and look at his numbers. They're not quite Mizorowski numbers, but they're like skiing skill kind of numbers here. This guy's dealing, man. What a good pitcher he is, and passes the eye test as well. A lot of McGreevy catches a lot of flack. I actually kind of like him, but my numbers don't. So I actually think McGreevy's a pretty good pitcher. This game is funny though, because I do my numbers to a decimal point of 1, and the bullpen and the hitting for both of these. Oh, sorry. No, they're not. Never mind. I typed it wrong. Like I said, I'm not the brightest bulb in the pack. So Miami's got the better bullpen by far. Got them ranked 8, got the Cardinals ranked 27. And Max Meyer is a better pitcher than Michael McGreevy, but I do like McGreevy. I would say an under, and this would kind of be the way I would go, but the St. Louis has the stronger lineup in current form, and they're going against the better pitcher. And usually when you get that combination, it equals an under. In my experience, if the number is 7.5, though, I'd be very wary taking it, because that's very low for a Major League Baseball game. I would love to take a first 5 under 4 if you can get a 4. I would love that. But yeah, that would be how I would go if I were to bet it. I'm probably not going to, though, because McGreevy's a little bit of an X factor.
I will timestamp the earthquake. Don't worry. We'll get the earthquake in the timestamps for sure.
Really? You guys? Seriously, I'm going to have to watch the replay and see what that looked like. Was it scary? Okay. I was kind of scared.
It just looked like your screen was shaking, but we could definitely tell it was something was going on.
Yeah. Kind of scary. The floor moves. You feel like you're ice skating.
Yeah. Are you like right now, are you on an elevated floor somewhere? Are you like not
I'm on the second? I'm on the second story of my house.
Yeah. So I could see that.
Felt like
never experienced anything other than a very, very brief, like something that you could barely feel. So that's
like
got to be
twitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brian,
yeah.
Okay, let's get back to the game here. We got.
I know.
I do have. There's a game we haven't talked about. I'm using as my 5% play. It'll be up within the hour. After this, I just need to check a few things. The wind is blowing directly in at Busch Stadium. They're expecting 11% less runs, which is basically 1. It's not heavy wind, but it's blowing directly in, and it is pretty hot here today in St. Louis. I don't want to back the Cardinals here with McGreevy. He's starting to get some aggression, and he's a guy I've been looking to fade. Meyer has been pitching great. To get Meyer in this spot, I like it, but the St. Louis bullpen is in much better shape. So if I'm going to play this one, I'd probably play the first half, which would be about a pick 'em, 110 each way. So yeah, if I play it, I'd prefer Miami in the first half of this game.
I thought I was going to love Miami in this spot at this price. And what I cannot get over is the fact that Max Meyer left for like a death in the family or bereavement between his last start. And it's like, listen, like it's hard to know what that's going to do to a pitcher. But what I do know is he didn't miss any time. So it's like he's still starting on like pretty much, I think they pushed him back one day. So they pushed him back. I think he would have made a start maybe Wednesday. He got pushed back to Friday. But still, it's like we saw Braxton Ashcraft have to do that earlier this year. And he had he had arguably the worst start of his year coming off of that like bereavement leave, but they didn't skip him. So it's like he still had to because pitchers, they don't just hang out for 4 days until their next start. They like Tokyo Brandon talks about this all the time. Very regimented. You're going to throw here. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. And that's my only concern is that maybe that's a little tweaked for Meyer. Other than that, though, I couldn't put you off of playing the Marlins. I love this Marlins team. I've been very pro Meyer all year, and I think the Cardinals are still a little bit of a fade. That's the only thing that's given me a little bit of a hang up with the Marlins at this point. All right, we will close it down. We have the 3-teamer for today. Tokyo Brandon's going Angels plus 1.5, minus 155. I'm going to go Tigers money line minus 115. And then Bryan is going to go Cubs first five plus 1.5. It's minus 135. You heard that correctly. That's what happens when Jacob Mizorowski is on the mound for the other team. You get plus 1.5 in the first five. So that is your three-teamer. Cubs, first five, plus 1.5, minus 135. Tigers, full game money line, minus 115. Angels, plus 1.5, minus 155. The three of us will see you tomorrow. It'll be an hour later at 10 a.m. Eastern, right before our last call. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe. Stay out of the earthquakes. We'll see you guys tomorrow.